haven't seen any rain, dragging around a ball and chain. I haven't seen any rain, dragging around a ball and chain. Angel says it's 11:15. I'll catch the next elevator to heaven. Time can be a second, can be a minute, an hour, or even a day. Time can be a second, minute, hour, or even a day. Angel says it's 7:15. I'll catch the next elevator to heaven. dragging around a ball and chain. Yes, I am. I haven't seen any rain dragging round a ball and chain. Yes, I am. Angel says it's 7:30. Time to catch the next elevator to heaven. Heaven.
Well, that 61 highway is the loneliest road that I know. Well, that 61 highway is the loneliest road that I know. She run from New York City, run right by my baby's door. Wow, some people say the Greyhound buses, they don't run. You know, some people say that city Greyhound buses, they don't run. Wow, you ought to go to West Memphis, baby. Look down the highway 61. Please see somebody for me. I said, please,
Ernst, come on stage. Ja, willkommen.
please see somebody for me. See my jealousy so.
Now it's working. Perfect. So, yes, now we are going over to a session regarding global cooperation in manufacturing. This session will be in 3 parts. One part is, let's say, setting a little bit the scene from us. Let's say that you're aware of what we are doing.
You have to do better. You have to be more.
That's a wrong signal, maybe from the parallel meeting. Okay. The first part will be a little bit setting the scene, which Ernst and myself will do. Then we go over to, crossing the fingers, to a live connection to the USA, to Greenville in South Carolina, because there's a parallel event at CESME. Hopefully if it will run. I'm still a little bit nervous if this will run, but let's see. We will handle this. And then we are coming back and addressing in the last topic a little bit the implementation from Europe. We have Oscar here, Oscar somewhere here, here, sorry, and we have Davide and I see also Ahmed from France here, so how we implement this then further in Europe. So let's start, and maybe Ernst, you make a short intro about this.
Maybe only a few words. Hello, all. I think it's a great moment today. Yeah? I think it was a long journey to arrive at this stage. 8 years or 9 years?
Yes, roughly.
8 or 9 years it took from Platform Industry 4.0 with its strong network to IEF, France, to Italy, Confindustria, and to others, to work on the networking, on networks, Industry 4.0. And I just remember when Mr. Russwurm, the BDI president, at the Hannover Fair, he saw the timeline of platform or of Industry 4.0, and he saw what was written in 2011, I guess. Yeah. And it was really to use data in networks across company borders and country borders. It was literally written there. And so, to a certain extent, it's surprising that it took almost 10 years, I would say, to come to this stage. I would like to say that a strong network of Industry 4.0 platforms across Europe and with our partners in Japan, US, in Korea and other countries, we managed to build strong partnerships and to be able now to announce International Manufacturing X Council. It was already done 2 weeks ago in Japan. I think it was a great success. Thomas will later on explain what we want to do with the Manufacturing X Council a little bit more. But just to the beginning, what is the key idea behind? Value chains are simply global. We cannot only present European solutions and to expect all other continents just to say, perfect, we go along with you. And this is a real challenge to develop something which is global, because companies are very clear, value chains are global. We have to address and to build global data spaces or global data ecosystems. We will learn more about it later, and I think the whole day the topic was well mentioned. You said data spaces are now mushrooming.
Yes, that was.
And I think it's the best time to start an International Manufacturing X Council. It will take a lot of efforts to build it up. You're all invited to participate. Rules and how we do it will be announced in the next month or developed in the next month. And Thomas, I would say you take over again.
Yes, and maybe to add on this, because we have discussed, for example, in the HPC session before, is this in contradiction? What we are building up in Europe, by far not, is complementary. That's the first topic, and only to say it, we have done, looking to Ahmed, I think since 10 years a cooperation with France, it was the first one, and with Italy, looking to Davide and Sergio when he's somewhere in the room, only to closing loop, and now we are setting it a little bit on the level from international. Maybe we start with a short video from Professor Kagemann, and I apologize when I'm looking down to my watch, because we have to be sharp in time when we are handing over to the US. So maybe first video, please. And hopefully it's coming. The first video. Hello.
Now he is coming here.
Okay. About 10 years ago, the final report of the working group Industry 4.0 was presented at the Hannover Fair to the German Chancellor and the international community. The strategic project started already in 2010 under the impression of the severe economic and financial crisis. Our goal was to strengthen the economic competitiveness by lifting the industry to a new level of adaptability and sustainability. Resilience was also a hot topic. The resilient factory, the first use case described in this report. In particular, the plug and produce capability was mentioned. That means that you are able to seamlessly replace an equipment by equipment from another vendor, or to extend the setup of the production floor according to new demand. Another important topic was business model innovation. Future business models are based on smart services, and smart services are delivered on demand. They are tailor-made to customers' needs and a kind of a product service bundle that cannot be provided by a single company, but more from dynamic digital ecosystems across industries. To build resilient value chains, it's mandatory that you now can also easily substitute a business partner in an ecosystem by another one or extend the ecosystem by a new one. So the requirement of semantic interoperability that was raised by a resilient factory is now extended to all three dimensions, the technological, the business, and legal aspects, which makes international cooperation even more important. To understand the motivation and the approaches from other countries, Akatech conducted in 2017 a study, Industry 4.0 in the global context, commissioned by the Ministry of Economics. Of course, we found differences, but also common objectives that were on top of the priority list of all countries. Semantic interoperability by means of international standards, data security and data sovereignty, and the enablement of small and medium-sized enterprises. Small and medium-sized enterprise enablement can be achieved by giving these companies easy access to test beds and international cooperation. And that's what the Labs Network Industry 4.0 has achieved in the past, which I believe is a great success for proving international cooperation in practice. However, in particular, the small and medium-sized enterprises were reluctant to share data, in particular, sharing data via central digital platforms. But as we know, sharing data is necessary if you want to manage the cooperation within digital ecosystems as well as a collaboration between ecosystems. So the appropriate solution are open and federated data spaces with some architectural guidelines that support the trusted data exchange and guarantee data security and sovereignty as requested from all the interviews. At the same time, we finished a comprehensive study on the impact of autonomous systems in all phases of a citizen's daily life, at home, on the road, and at work. And the study confirmed the conviction of most experts that autonomous systems are mandatory to achieve the degree of adaptability and flexibility needed to implement Industry 4.0. With that, we have two additional challenges. One is the interaction between machines and humans. The gap is closing, so the interaction is becoming more similar to interacting with people in digital society. So together with experts from Japan, we investigated the future of human-machine collaboration and agreed how important it is to understand the historical and cultural background of the respective countries in order to find common solutions. The second challenge is machine-to-machine cooperation, in particular in distributed global setups, and to provide the guaranteed latency and bandwidth which is needed. And the answer is not the, let's say, original two-tier architecture that was shown 2012 and 13, like smart machines on-premise and public clouds. It's more a multi-tier architecture, a kind of an edge cloud continuum, which ranges from smart machines, on-premise edges, telco edges, to the cloud provider. The Manufacturing X initiative takes all these findings into account. It aims to implement decentralized and collaborative data spaces for smart manufacturing industries. The ambition is to set up a global foundation for resilient, sovereign, and climate-neutral production. And no country can achieve this alone. International cooperation, building on the positive experiences and the achievements from the past, is crucial to success. So the establishment of an international Manufacturing X Council is a promising and future-oriented step, and I wish all of you great success for a powerful start to lift international cooperation to the next level.
But I cannot hear it. But maybe some words, because Henning is well known in several regions of the world. He's a former CEO. I think, Laura, it was also during your time he was a boss, I think, some years ago. And Akatech is somehow the think tank for German government to explain a little bit. I think think tank would be Ernst the best description about how we put it forward, how we can, what our future thoughts. He's handling also some kind of research discussions with the Chancellor and so on. But he's also well known around the world. And what you said also regarding the multi-tier architecture, two-tiers architecture, how this is developing, also quite relevant for us as BDVA, where we're focusing on data space. Like you mentioned, with a mushrooming example, which I have given. Now it's going 2-3 slides about what is behind this. You hear a little bit of motivation from Ernst. You have also heard from Henning a little bit the overall picture. And now I will give you some 2-3 slides about this. Maybe you just go ahead with the slide. Also Manufacturing X is challenging, to develop. And we have spoken in the beginning about digitalization and the merge from the real and virtual world in different domains, but here we are focusing on manufacturing domains, and really is challenges across the world. That's what we are doing with Manufacturing X. And I said in the morning also one of the simple use cases was with the product carbon footprint, and said we have to share some kind of controlled data, that we need data spaces, and now the screen is popping up, that's perfect. How we not only focused on manufacturing industry, because we have also the link to energy or mobility when you're speaking about logistic data space, where the, let's say also the colleagues from Netherlands are active in. Maybe please to the next slide. What we are targeting, and you see it here, and I have described this in words. On the left side, a circle regarding touching different domains. It could be from, you see the car, Catena X, for example, automotive industry. You see on the left side some kind of machine, so machine tool building industry. You see this chemical topic for the process industry. You see energy with a plug, and so on, food and beverage, only to give you some examples. The meaning we want to target with this, let's say, different verticals which are somehow covered under the term manufacturing or manufacturing X. And what we want to achieve, sorry, one back. And what we want to achieve is exactly what you see on the right side. Resilience. Think about my words before. Also resilience to have, for example, not a shortage of chips, which we have some years, or popping up. Okay, I thought the mic is more sustainable, but maybe not. Sustainability, CO2 is a classical example, which I mentioned before, also in the morning, to optimize the CO2 footprint, or the product carbon footprint, to reduce the emission. Only one example, other example would be battery recycling, and for sure to increase the competitiveness, because with data you can put, optimize your own processes or your processes, not in your own, sondern also processes, but you can target also new business opportunities. And therefore, and now you're going forward, we have filed some kind of reference framework. You see here on the top, again here, what's the impact, what we want to achieve. Here you see here some kind of future business models. Is this as a service, or is this a digital product and services, only to give a feeling? Then you have a huge bunch of different use cases. This is somehow the bluish box. This is a little bit more focused as example for machine tool industry, but that's the reason where we have some ... on the right side. We have here the shared services. It can be an OPC, that can be an Eclipse data space connector to connect data rooms, can be an asset administration shell, can be, we can extend the list. We have to look how we are running this. This is somehow this with a shared technology level. And last but not least, we are all aware that, for example, reporting CO2 footprint, digital product passport, battery passport, again, standards, what we have to achieve, which we have to address, and which we want to address, also not only to fulfill the regulations, because it's also an opportunity for us. So this is somehow what we named as a foundational framework for IMX. And how we are doing this, and here you see it again. On the left side, these are some kind of initiatives. It could be Alliance Industrie du Futur, Platform Industrie 4.0, CESMI, where we are connecting soon to these colleagues. Then we have also the layer around, which I cannot read, regarding infrastructures. It could be in GaiaX, could be an Eclipse data space connector, could be in DataX, or in Japan they have an Oranos initiative, only to give an example. But nevertheless, to look at this, and last but not least, the standards OPC I mentioned, E-Class and battery passport I mentioned also before. Also meaning, because these are all aspects which we have to target, let's say, on an international level, which we have to look at it. And what we want to do, you see it here in the middle row, or in the right row, and this is exactly where this council is about, this International Manufacturing Council is about. Orchestrate and cooperate, we are useful, we are appropriate in projects. Influence and use, it is more to use what could be an appropriate infrastructure. And let's say define, lobby is maybe a tricky word, but define and provide opinion what is needed on the standard and regulation level. And this we want to achieve here in an international context. This is a box here on the right side, which you see. And when you're now going ahead, a little bit deeping in what we want to do, understanding. I think there was also in the morning a discussion about definitions, how we are speaking about. Connect and cooperate, were relevant. Also to other domains. I mentioned energy, logistics, and mobility, for example, before. Open exchange of regional initiative. It could be a project, could be also another opportunity. Define a framework. I've just shown one framework above on a little bit of high level. Drive international harmonization and standardization. Key for industry, because we want to sell around the world the products and solution, and we have to agree on also regarding data economy, also data spaces, on some kind of joint standards what we want to achieve. Discussion of use cases and joint projects, because we can all learn from each other. Conferences and event and an end. Also meaning this is somehow a setup what we want to address. Looking before a little bit in the exactly the slide before, only to give you a feeling what is behind and what we want to do. And now going to the next slide. Hopefully, next slide. Sometimes it's working. Who is at the moment with us? And you see it here also, let's say some logos. You see on the left side, CESMI, that's exactly the colleagues in the US. We have Alliance Industrie du Futur. You see it here. This is more lila or violet logo. Initiative from Austria, initiative from Korea, initiatives. You see the yellow one, Smart Industries, that's Netherlands. They are focusing with mainly on the logistic part. You see here Cosmos, that's Korea, Confindustria, Italy, and we see here this bluish one is from Canada. As an initiative, and from Industry 4.0 Germany is a logo. Also meaning we have up to now 8 partners here, or 9 partners, but I know that we get calls from other European countries. We are also discussing and looking to Oscar regarding Spain, and to be honest, whilst Oscar is sitting here, we are using or facilitating or cooperating with the CSA regarding smart manufacturing, because it's essential also for us to provide the adequate input also in this international arena, and to make it on the international level, and think about what we want to achieve for us all. For example, with the standards topics, with the topics that we can exchange information in a controlled way, and don't get it in the sense that we are, let's say, opening everything up. That's not the issue, and on the contrary, we have to look at how we're doing this in a clever way and find the right balance. And like Ernst said in the beginning, we have here also this kind of manufacturing is international, and we have to look how we are doing this. So this is a little bit extended, and now when you're just going one slide ahead, and because I'm just to have a watch, like I said before, because you want to set or to connect in time to the. Now it's coming back to the US. Hopefully, crossing the fingers, this will work. Maybe we will have, you know, we designed it in a little bit of rush, like always. Looking to you, you know, this meeting in Brussels was exactly before the summer break. Now we are setting up, let's say, in some kind of organization, and I can tell you that takes me some minutes to work on it, on a lot of people, but we will look further and planning. If possible, Ahmed, in Paris, maybe mid of January, the kick-off, because now we are in let's say, in a foundational phase, and have to adjust a bit more our rules of cooperation. And for sure in this, like said before, we have to look a little bit more what is from the possible from the collaboration aspects. And you'll see here Oscar's and my logo, and at least we are the person taking care of this. So many thanks, and the video from Japan we skip. That's the reason. But we put it on the network. I think it's also fruitful, and now we are connected to the US. Crossing the finger, now it come a little bit of a challenging moment.
Yeah, this is a very exciting moment. We are now trying to connect with the US, so I look at the colleagues in the control room.
On the bottom there is really important because it puts everything in a nutshell. IMX will implement a federated, decentralized, and collaborative data ecosystem for smart manufacturing, and that really on the global level. And we also got a vision.
Yeah, and I think it's important to underscore that manufacturing operations, in many cases, struggle to exchange data within their own data silos. And so we understand that, which at its core is part of what SESME, platform industry, and other manufacturing regions are addressing at a national level. But the massive opportunity that we have to advance the state of manufacturing competitiveness is going to be around enabling that flow of data across our supply chains. And so these 3 core pillars of resilience, sustainability, and competitiveness to, number 1, help us reorganize and increase flexibility and autonomy of industrial value chains and networks, increase the efficiency, enable data-driven solutions for greenhouse gas, carbon emissions, and the circular economy, and last but not least, accelerating digital innovations and enable new data-driven business models to create new value for manufacturing. This elevates these objectives from within the enterprise to the supply chain, and this is how we allow particularly the sort of top-down pull from the large enterprises in this manufacturing environment, and the sort of grassroots ability for the small, medium enterprises to engage in this value creation exercise. Without this sort of effort, we believe that digital divide remains and expands. We absolutely have to create the trust frameworks, the data sovereignty, simplification of data sovereignty policies and strategies, and all of the manufacturing technologies, data engineering, infrastructure, interoperability-related components have to come together in a much more effective way to bridge that digital divide and enable this sort of fundamental transformation of how manufacturing supply chains can work around the globe.
Right, and it's always good to have one slide that at least tries to explain it all.
Yeah.
This is the one you see here. This is trying to explain how IMX should actually work, and of course you're going to get those slides later on. So, if you look at the bottom, it starts with the thing that is really essential, with regulatory framework and standards. If you don't have the standards and the framework, we cannot collaborate. It's just impossible. You can have the best technical devices, it just won't interoperate. Then you need shared technological base layers, of course, and this is where we start talking about things with Sesame and with others. This is where we start cooperating. Then we have shared services, of course, that companies can rely on, really. And then you come to the business cases. You got to have those foundations first, and this is what we work on very hard these days. And then you're going to have the business cases. And this is not a list that is finalized. You have product innovation that will come about, collaboration, efficiency, product optimization, autonomous factory on a totally different level than we see it today. Supply chain transparency, resilience, a thing that is very important to us in Germany as well. Energy, greenhouse gases, circular economy, and this list goes on. And it's like with all the other technological innovations, I don't want to mention the internet, but nobody would have thought of what will come out of it. And neither can we. There will be many business cases that we cannot think of today that will be based upon this idea. I'm very convinced of that. And in the end, we will have digital products, of course, that will all lead to the facts that John just described. It's about resilience, sustainability, and competitiveness.
And a powerful part of sort of the framework around all this is the people side. And a significant effort will be made to ensure that the workforce, all of the different functional roles that are part of this transformation and part of this initiative are engaged in an effective way around these important initiatives. At a macro level, this is about taking this community, all of the key stakeholders here as a part of this community, and connecting value chains, implementing the global foundations for data-driven, resilient, sovereign, and climate-neutral production, and enabling innovation at a scale that we haven't seen to date. This is truly about the democratization of smart manufacturing to create a more productive, more sustainable, and more effective, competitive manufacturing environment.
Now, you might be wondering, okay, where are you at with all this now? This is where we have the action coming in here. So what we are trying to do now, and we're actually doing it, is we're providing use cases, very practical use cases that we also already offered at Hanover Fair and other fairs that will present to the public, to the interested public, of what it is in the end that we are trying to establish here. And we're also talking with standardization boards right now all over the world in order to get those foundations in line very, very early on. And in the end, and maybe last but not least, we're trying to provide guidelines on how to use that in order to make it scalable and to scale it up. And this is very important, I think, also for the US, but also for Germany, because it was said before, the big companies, we don't have to worry about very much. They will be able to deal with all this quite well. The small and medium-sized companies, the German Mittelstand, this is the companies that we need to really address, and this is where guidelines and help will come into place in order to have them on board and to scale it up on that level as well.
Outstanding. So, in conclusion, a couple of things. I have the privilege of representing the United States of America on this new International Manufacturing X Council. There are a collection of 10 countries, I believe at this moment, that are part of this, and that number is growing. There are more details available. If you are interested in what we've discussed here and announced here today, please open up your camera or approach us in the booth and talk to us about International Manufacturing X. This presentation, an extended version of this, is available online as well, and we'd welcome the chance to share that with you.
Yeah, last but not least, we were just saying this needs to be international. And international, is much more than US and Germany together. This is important, of course, as a nucleus. But you can see here that we have 8 countries aboard already, and we just started, actually. So if you look at those countries here, it's Austria, it's France, it's Japan, it's the Netherlands, it's of course the US, it's Germany, it's Canada, Italy, Australia, and South Korea. So the industry-strong countries we got aboard, we're just starting, but there's a great road ahead of us.
Thank you, Tom.
Home, you have something to say, it wasn't an empty trip. Sure, we'll talk about salary. So, what we've, just looking at this slide, what's evident is this announcement of International Manufacturing X is clearly bigger than this part of a conference center, bigger than Greenville, bigger than anything. And this is something exciting. But with such a massive reach, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to open up a live feed right now to the European Big Data Value Forum in Valencia, Spain. And it is very weird seeing ourselves on stage, but I want to hand it over to my moderator counterpart, that side of the event, Anna Garcia. Anna, I think the camera's there. Anna, the stage is yours.
Hello. Greetings from Valencia. I hope you can hear me well. Just give me a sign that the sound is good.
Can you hear me?
Now.
Excellent. Well, greetings from Valencia from the European Big Data Value Forum. And we are really glad of being here. It's very exciting. We had similar presentations just before. And well, Simon, how is it going over there?
It's going quite well.
Excellent. So we have a few questions here for the panelists over there. I don't know whether Kelly is in the room.
And I think the camera is
in the room,
behind
yes.
you, just as the camera here is behind me.
No, the quality of the sound is not very good, so we couldn't understand you here.
And the joys of industrial FaceTime here. Anna, the camera is to your right, facing your stage. Perfect.
Okay, that's very good. So we were wondering whether we could ask a question to Kelly.
Yes, here.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Now we see well. Kelly, we have a question here for you. SESME is one of the 17 competence centers from the Manufacturing USA initiative. So tell us, what are the specific focus topics in the USA in the area of manufacturing? And also, what are your expectations from the International Manufacturing X Council?
Great, thank you for the question. So Manufacturing USA, 17 institutes covering a range of topics, everything from the digital thread and smart manufacturing, cybersecurity, the things we're talking about here today, to the hardware and the materials, from composites, lightweight materials, bioprocessing, and many more. There is one new institute. There's a request for information out around semiconductor manufacturing that will be run out of the Department of Commerce. So collectively, these institutes make up a national network. And as I said to our local audience here, this is something I personally have been working on for the last decade, and it is tremendously satisfying to see the success of these institutes collectively and the impact they're making, not just nationally, but now internationally. And so this program and the connectivity of the data is absolutely essential for us to be able to harness the power of the innovations coming out of these institutes to address opportunities for economic growth, as well as solve some of these very critical and important societal challenges we're facing with climate change, sustainability, circularity, and others. So it's a pleasure to be here, and so cool we're doing this international Zoom call.
This is great, Kelly, and we talk a lot about sustainability and impact here in the event. So thank you very much. We have now a question for Markus. And Markus, we know manufacturing is very important in Germany. So what is planned further in Germany, and how is the relation between Manufacturing X and other initiatives? And also, if you allow me, knowing that now International Manufacturing X Council is announced in Japan, Korea, and now in the US and Europe, now together. So what are your expectations also from manufacturing, International Manufacturing X, and what is the feedback that you are receiving from other countries?
Well, the bottom line for every participant, be it a company, be it a state or a country in the network, is that they want to excel in manufacturing. And that is something that has to do with a core of entrepreneurial spirit, thinking, and we believe that bringing all those together who think in essence the same way is a good thing. And in the end, there is an economy of scale to this as well, because the more people, companies, and countries join International Manufacturing X, the better the network, the ecosystem will be. And that is something that is very much in our thinking high on the agenda. So yes, for the German government, it's extremely important that we join forces, come together, exchange views, but then bring database manufacturing forward. And that is why we from the government try to support it the way we do. Thank you.
Anna, we have a question from our end. This is for Mr. Lazaro.
Perfect.
Oscar, from what we understand, you're headed up a significant initiative for Europe to support smart manufacturing. Could you share with the audience here in Greenville, as well and in Valencia, some of the content that you're orchestrating, as well as what you can see as some of the contributions to this announcement?
Yeah, I think Oscar can help us to answer this question.
Thank you, Anna, and happy to join the audience in the US here from Valencia. And getting back to your question, I think one of the things that we first realized when we were trying to bring together the right instrument to move forward in putting or making a reality these manufacturing data networks that we are trying to build with this initiative is that we needed to unify a number of elements. Manufacturing data networks are basically the results of aligning and unifying some views in terms of standards, investments, and efforts that, at least in Europe, they are now being pushed significantly, not only at European level, but at national level. We see that industry is very eager to take advantage of these new ways of exploiting data, but creating these data spaces and taking advantage of this manufacturing network requires that we run and we develop things a little bit in an innovative way. And if we really want to reach far, we need to be together. And this is basically what this effort and this association that was created, called Data Space 4.0, is really intended for. We understood that only sharing all the knowledge that was accumulated, only discussing and selecting all those standards that will make these data space networks a reality, we can really make a significant progress and make the global impact that we really need. These things will not affect just a single country, a single continent. It is something global, but it has to be built from the local effort, from the national effort. And this is what we are trying, and this is still an ongoing process. We are learning how to build these new ways of creating and aligning all these investments and visions together. And I guess the International Manufacturing Council will do nothing more than really bringing this joint effort to the global scale that we need.
Yeah, and I think actually from my side, I would like now to send a question back to your side, Simon, and in particular, I would like to know from John, as he's heading SESME. I would like to know from you, John, what are your, what is your association planning as next steps as part of, the International Manufacturing X? And what do you think will be the contribution from your association to the initiative, to the global initiative?
Thank you. I appreciate that question very much. In many ways, what we're talking about doing here at the supply chain and at the national and international level is an extension of what we've been working on already with our friends from Germany to drive harmonization and interoperability and standardization of the sorts of activities and capabilities necessary to enable manufacturing, large and small. And so from our perspective, this is a very natural growth or extension of the work that we're doing. The charter we have from the Department of Energy for the next level of investment that they've shared with us and provided us with is around scale and deploy and how we can take these capabilities to the marketplace in a much more scaled up way. And so our opportunity is to channel this strategy and these funds to address exactly these challenges. How can we bring manufacturers and suppliers together in a much more real-time, heavily or well-orchestrated way to accomplish their business strategies? This is about value creation on a whole new scale. It takes more effective work at the plant, at the enterprise, at the supply chain, and then of course on an international level, how goods and services and data can be leveraged to accomplish that. So truly a natural of the work that SESME's been privileged to do for a number of years, and obviously focused and supported and aided by the partnership with our friends from Germany, now expanded to a much larger global community.
Thank you.
Anna, we have a question from our end for Thomas Hahn, who I believe is sitting to your left, somewhere on the panel. I'm trying to figure out the industrial FaceTime or modern Zoom call here. But for Mr. Hahn, coming from an industrial company, what is your expectation of this announcement of International Manufacturing X? What would you like to see the Council pursue? And also for the audience here in Greenville and for the audience in Valencia, what's exciting about this for you?
Switch the mic. Now it's better. Sorry, there was a defect in the mic. Many thanks for the question, and yes, it's a pleasure for me to answer your the question, and a little bit from a perspective from industrial company. But I can tell you also for small and medium-sized enterprises is quite relevant. You know, when you're speaking about data economy, when you're looking around how you can optimize, topics. I think John, we were a little bit earlier connected to your conference, and you have also extended, presented about the resilience, about competitive and sustainability aspect. And only to look at the sustainability aspect, when you're really looking how we can optimize in this data, to get value out of the data, the product carbon footprint, or to reduce the CO2 emissions. fashion, to make it quite pragmatic, or to have some kind of circular economy aspect, which was also addressed before for batteries. This will help us. And here you need, and here are interested the bigger companies and the smaller companies, like I think from Tom mentioned before regarding German Mittelstand, but this is also true for other countries around the world. This will help us to optimize the existing processes for all our good, for our value, and to do it. Second issue is data or data economy, and again here is also true for small enterprises, but for big one is also to target to new business models, to new business opportunity. This is targeting a little bit the competitiveness topic which we have in our joint slide, and this is a second opportunity. So meaning small and big companies in the manufacturing domain, but you have seen also in the circle around connectivity to energy data spaces, to mobility or logistic data spaces is key for us to do this. For small and medium-sized enterprises, but for big one. And I'm more than happy. And when you are asking me about the expectation, I'm more than happy that we are really addressing around the world some kind of a joint framework. I've seen the slide which I have shown some minutes before in Valencia. This is first an achievement that we have really some kind of similar slide or similar framework. It's not about the slide, it's about the framework which we're targeting. And the second issue is really, for example, to drive international standardization, to look where we can collaborate, how we can exchange lessons learned, and how we can do for all of us something more beneficial in the future. And this is true for small enterprises and the big ones, so I see not a big topic. And let's say, looking really forward, and I have only to say, John, I think most probably we will meet us mid of January, because we will have some kickoff with all the others to make the next steps to start active working in this joint international manufacturing X Council. Many thanks and greetings to the US again.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn. And also, Anna, and to your panelists in Valencia, thank you for being able to join us on this live stream. I also want to send a big thank you here to our panelists in Greenville, Mr. Dyke, Mrs. Visconsi, Mr. Hess, Mr. Bantheim, Mr. Romas, and Mr. Kube for joining us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you from our side as well to the audience in Greenville and here in Valencia, and to the panelists as well. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
I think the right way is for us to all knock, but I am going to ask that we exit stage right. John, you're going to stay. Can't get rid of you, but if we exit stage right, we have a new...
Yeah, so I think also from our side, we continue here with the panel, but the connection now is cut. We continue the discussion. So also asking our control room now to go back to our initial discussion, if that's possible. That has been very exciting, and thank you everyone for joining us here today. I think the connection still stays open. Yeah. Video is open, but not the sound. I would like to ask to the control room to put us the visual of the panelists, because we invited our panelists to come on stage, and some of them, they already gave some statements, but it would be good to have that visual so we can progress with some discussion here about the International Manufacturing X Council. So if that's feasible. Excellent. Thank you very much. As time is brief, I leave here with you the list of our panelists today, and I'm going to address you one by one. So, Ernst, you already gave us a very nice introduction, but I want to know a bit more, because I heard you are the architect behind, one of the architects behind. So tell us, what is your intention in Germany, in Europe, in the world? What is your dream?
Thank you for the question. I don't know if there's really the architect behind, maybe not, but there's one simple idea, very simple idea. Catena-X, I think they do a great job as one of the biggest lighthouse projects on the basic ideas and principles of Gaia-X, of distributed, open and transparent data spaces and data ecosystems. And I think it's obvious the automotive value chain is extremely important, but I think there are a lot of suppliers, a lot of SMEs involved in an industrial economy, and it makes no sense only to invest in one big data space or data ecosystem. It must be huge. We must think of scaling up really, and really scaling up to a big extent. And the main idea was we should make somehow an initiative out of it to involve the complete industrial sectors. And it's even more because we know that if we talk about circular economy, we talk about lifetime of products. And I'm convinced if the industry really is completely committed to build up open, interoperable, global data spaces, we can create a lot of innovation, we can do sustainability, as it was said before. Can you imagine circular economy without having data across the lifetime collected, without building new marketplaces? So scaling up is maybe the most important thing. And how do you get SMEs on board, not only for a single use case? A single use case is there to convince that it works, but in the end you need a vision where to end up. And future economy will be totally data-driven, and only if you know how to use data across sectors, across maybe single solutions, then you have it much more easier. And what we are doing today is, or many projects or ideas, they are all trying to build the whole stack from the infrastructure up to the use case itself. And I would like to see the day where we have a lot of startups, a lot of intelligent companies across the world. They know how to use the data, not taking care about the infrastructure, about the scaling up, how it works, that we have those building blocks together and everybody understands how they come together, how they come to work together. And maybe one thing which was very important for me, I am so convinced that we need global participation. Only if all countries who are really interested, and the main industrial countries have a very huge interest shown in the last month, only then if they have the feelings they can contribute from the very beginning, we will get stable solutions in the end. And this is the main idea, and I believe in innovation in the future. And just coming back to Europe, what's in for us, if we know how to use those complicated data ecosystems, which will be one day quite easy and normal, then we can develop more. But we should really be ready for competition on the future applications and services. And I think we have all what we need in Europe to be competitive, but we need a level playing field in the data ecosystem itself. And that's the whole story about, quite simple, I would say, but a long way to go. Thank you.
Well, that's excellent. I mean, the momentum that you are creating, all the different regions of the world that Thomas showed before that are already so interested is moving apparently well. And I also, when we listened to Kelly, she was also mentioning about really bringing all these industries together. So obviously alignment is being created. So congratulations on the progress. I want to move now. We have talked a lot this morning and during the day about the data spaces, but also the common European data spaces. And I want to address, because there are some people in the panel here, in particular, Oscar, you've been coordinating, and I don't know whether still you are coordinating, but I don't know whether it's still active, but the coordinating and support action for the manufacturing data space as let's say, the beginning of the launch of the common European data space. So what are next steps, and also how do you see the connection?
Well, I think that probably data space, the CSA, data space 4.0, was really a good example of how different national platforms can really join forces. We see that many of the platforms that decided to join forces, to create this common knowledge pool, to unify these these activities are now moving forward, understanding that coordination is needed at European level, but there is an opportunity to go beyond the European dimension, and we need to understand that not only supply chains are global. When we build our manufacturing products, we have very well-known people in the panel that probably know better than me. We have to operate and integrate products from all over the world to make our machines. And our machines power different factories, not only in Europe, around the world in many sectors. So it is essential that we take this cross-sectorial perspective, this global perspective, because our products are made of components that are global and our solutions are global. And if we want to exploit data to enrich and to make our products, our processes, production smarter, more cognitive, all these nice words, we need data to be global. And we need to build the trust element that will make the data really operate at that level. And trust is only built with cooperation. I mean, trust is not imposed, trust is built. And in order to build this trust, I think this is what initiated Data Space 4.0, and I think probably this is something very important if we want to see all the objectives that we have for the Manufacturing Council coming to life. So I see like a nice evolution of some vision that was shared by different national platforms, Germany, Spain, Italy, France, Netherlands, Austria. Hopefully I didn't forget any of the ones that really decided at some point that national things need to be put in place, but with a European vision. And I think after that, probably that is now augmented with a global one.
Very good. So you are really pulling all the European initiatives together, and now, thanks to this global initiative, really tackling these challenges of international, but also, as you said, cross-sectorial. So we have two important challenges ahead. I want to move now to Davide. And Davide, besides working for engineering and also being very connected to the Italian initiatives, he's also leading manufacturing together with Sergio here in the room, the manufacturing task force in BDVA. And you saw that I asked John before, what can your association do for this? No? What can be the role? And I'm asking you, and now of course we are not manufacturing association, we are data, we are AI, but what do you think BDVA can do to support international manufacturing X?
Is it working? Yeah. I would start from the V, actually. That is not one of the V's that we are used to big data, but that's the value, mostly. The BD, the big data value, mostly the value concept, is the one that we want to develop in the smart manufacturing industry group that I'm very happy to represent here. We are in the group roughly 130 people, and as you said, together with Sergio during the last 6 years, roughly, or even more, we had the chance to discuss with most of the members about cases, use cases that are closer to the concept of the value that we have. So maybe the business driver that can create a use case. And around that, we made use of the group itself, of the various events that we have organized, to share knowledge among the group first, and among all the people that have been attending the events that we have organized. The goal we had was focusing on challenges, because it's good to describe a nice use case, but when it comes to put in place, to deploy the use case, you are facing a number of challenges. So the step was to leverage on the knowledge and the experience from the group in terms of trying to deploy use cases and their experience in that. We've been able to capture that knowledge in a couple of papers over the years, and recently we set the roadmap for the group, following the new trends that we are discussing also these days. One is data spaces. That's mostly represent the concept of having data shared among a number of actors in the same value chain. So basically, the data is the raw material that you make use for the other two dimensions that we want to explore. One is artificial intelligence, of course, and combining the two, we selected the digital twin as the third dimension that we want to develop over the next years, hopefully. If we see BDVA and the group itself in a stack of organizations, I would say that we see at the bottom layer, those are more focusing on the infrastructure and the resources like GaiaX, international data space. We may have a middle layer that is represented by fiber, and at the top we have the business impact, the one that we are exploring and the one that we want to share also with all the community. By chance, I just mentioned the four represented the Data Space Business Alliance, and again, business remind the value that I mentioned before. So this is
very important, and I like very much that you mentioned the Data Spaces Business Alliance and the cooperation with Fiber IDSA, GaiaX, and BDVA. And I think what is happening here on the stage is really important for our collaboration, and we more and more talk about this international collaboration as well. So that's very good. So thank you for bringing a few ideas of how can really also from BDVA support. I'm going to move soon to standards and support to SMEs, which is very important. But I have a curiosity, and I want to ask Sebastian. Because Sebastian, I think you represent very important particular industry, right? Machine tool builders. So give me a bit your perspective from your industries, how you are seeing international manufacturing next.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you very much. First of all, regarding internationalization, it's like this. We are a German-Japanese company, so out of this point of view, we need to have an international standard, because otherwise it would be quite complicated to do that. The other aspect is that we have, let's say, 25% of our machines are going to Germany. The other 75% of the machines are going abroad. So also there we need a standard just from the market, because otherwise it would be very complicated if we have different solutions for the different markets. And then also maybe not internationalization, but also regarding markets and branches. So our customers are in different kind of branches, aerospace, energy, usual machining, then also medical, die and mold, and maybe some others. And so we need there a standard that fits also to the other industries, because otherwise if there's no exchange between these branches, then it would be quite complicated. So that's more or less the reason why we need a standard international and a standard also across all the branches.
That's very good, and that helps me to bridge to the next question. As I said, I want to touch on the standards, and we have an expert also on the standards. We have several, but we are very glad to have Stefan here from the OPC Foundation. So, you know, from your perspective, what do we have to do, and how, you know, tell us more how all this fits within with international manufacturing next.
Well, first of all, I'm proud to be part of this, because you have seen that OPCA is one of the key technologies, and there's a reason behind it. This is what we can bring into this project, because it's a de facto standard for the semantic in the discrete manufacturing and process and also energy area. So DMG Mori, SAP, Siemens, and 950 other companies are part of this international initiative. And when I noticed John Dyke, the leader of SESME, we have been brought together years ago, and together this is the world's largest pool of standardized information models in this manufacturing space. What I love on this manufacturing X is, and that's what I believe is the key, till now, everybody has been in his own camp. There have been so many cloud initiatives and cloud conferences, and all attendees are from cloud and IT world and so on. And guess what? It's the same in the operational technology world. Normally, I'm on other trade shows. And exactly now, maybe first time, we bring together the people to solve something which only we can together solve. When I proudly mentioned we are offering the world's largest pool of semantic interoperability, that's true, and we can exchange information, but we never touched governments. So we are thinking in exactly the building blocks what Ernst mentioned, and I'm proud to be part of your dreams nights, because we are exactly touching specific areas, not like infrastructure. This is coming from others, and we are not touching other areas, but we are proud on our key competence. And bringing this now internationally together with everything, with data spaces, governance, with all the knowledge of other standardization bodies, that makes definitely sense, and we are proud to help to accelerate this dramatically.
Very good. So for what I understand, there is a very good baseline, right? And that's very important. So it seems that, the steps that you are taking are the right ones. So thank you also. Let's touch on another very important part. I know manufacturing, in mostly the majority of the businesses, but I know how important SMEs are. And I just want to, this is a question that I'm going to ask Laure, but I'm going to ask you all as well, because you might all have a perspective. But I want to ask the first question to Laure, also because she has been, besides being SAP and SAP being one of the companies behind the initiative, she is one of our experts in the test beds, in the iSpaces. And I want to hear from you, Laure, how do you see the iSpaces fitting in this initiative?
Yeah, first of all, I'm not involved in all those, so I'm not a specialist in this area. But I think, this is very important for SAP, definitely, because until everyone is using SAP, we need, that will be the ideal world, that there's no problem, everybody use it, so that's it. No, it's, all the, you mentioned the value chain, but all the logistics, so all the supply chain inside the manufacturing as well, those processes are important, and it's not only large industry. There are plenty of providers, plenty of SMEs along the chain, and this interoperability is always the showstopper, or it's not going so well. So this is very important from this point of view, to optimize, to be more efficient, to be more sustainable at the end of the day, and to get more value with the minimum effort. So definitely that's important. Now going back to your question, sorry. So iSpaces, and that will be a transition to the ceremony. As SAP and as with Siemens, with all the colleagues, when we founded the BDVA, we were looking at, those research topic, those so data value, etc. But iSpaces was a concept that we created from the beginning, saying how important is it to bring together the different actors. And not just on the, this was good for SMEs to access the technology, to use it, to interact with the others. So all those technical aspects are important, but also the business models, the different process, etc. And what we defined almost 10 years ago is still true. This is still, we can call it different names, but bringing the people together and really having this interoperability, defining standards, also very important, of course, and you cannot go outside your yard or outside your country if you don't have any standards. So this way of doing is still true, and it's a flexible concept. I mean, you can do what you want with it. I mean, there are plenty of things you can do inside the iSpaces, and but you can choose or do only part of it. But that's and we have seen in action. This was a really theory at the beginning. Now we have plenty of examples, and if those different data spaces could collaborate between them, that is already a starting point here, but that's what we want to achieve. And here, it's also, it's also a way, especially SMEs, they will not do everything. They will not define the technology and do the business model and do this and do this. So having access to this and sharing with the others is the only way for them to get a market. So that's where it's important, and I hope as a community, as PTVA, we play a role here. I hope we push at this. At least I know also in interaction with the Commission, the concept was evolving and demonstrating that, okay, it's not just an ideal, perfect way of going, but this is really those seeds that we need to follow.
That's great, and you're right. We have a session just after this one where we will talk a lot about, not a lot, but a bit about the iSpaces and the federation. And now the federation is European, but there is already interest out of Europe. So I think actually the whole, so we federated the labs in Europe, but as interest grow, I think actually I find both initiatives very complementary. So thank you. We have some minutes extra. I want to know whether any of you wants to comment on the SME topic. You wanted to comment, Oscar.
Yes, just to complement a little bit on what Laure was introducing. Probably some of the people in this room is aware that the European Commission has actually invested a big amount of resources as part of the Digital Europe to build a very comprehensive network of European digital innovation hubs that is covering basically every region in Europe. And as part of this effort, the Commission has initiated a thematic working group that is dealing with the issue of data in manufacturing. And one of the main or the first things that have been identified by the hubs themselves is the need of being provided with a solid knowledge foundation in terms of support SMEs in creating this data in manufacturing. They call it community of practice, because at the end of the day, the International Manufacturing X Council will provide very clear guidelines in terms of standards, in terms of guidelines, how to approach the issue of global manufacturing networks. But these iSpaces, they have been maturing through the years. Now we have platinum iSpaces that are really key drivers of this network. So I think there is a big opportunity that in connecting the work that iSpaces are doing with the possibilities that this European network of digital innovation hubs will bring once we set up the foundations of these guidelines, recommendations, and standards. I think we have a very powerful instruments with iSpaces as part of this network, really to provide a very clear and consistent message in terms of how to address and approach the issue of data in manufacturing and SMEs. So maybe something to work a little bit in the next panels and years to come.
Indeed, but Oscar, it's such a great information, because you might know that I think it's 97% of the AI spaces are part of the EDIT network, and actually not only representing one, but several EDIs. So this is fantastic news. And also Oscar informed me that many of the AI spaces are actually part of this network on data manufacturing. So then we are really building very strong bridges here to support SMEs in data manufacturing. So this is great. Just to close a bit the panel, we've been talking about the vision, we've been talking about how the European initiatives are connected to this vision, we've been talking also about how different associations like ours can support, how different industries see the initiative, and the importance of standards, SMEs. Thomas, tell us more.
The last words for me. Yeah, okay. Also, first of all, many thanks. I think looking in some eyes from some people here sitting, not specific one, I think it was very good. Where I'm, to be honest, personally be proud of. And first of all, I thought, oh my God, now we have kept our timing, and the US is delayed. That's okay in general. But nevertheless, what I really like, and maybe you have heard it, it was a repetition for us. And this was a repetition not only from the slides, but also from the messages. And I think that was, I not only used the slides which were shown before, but he said also comparable topics. Yes, a German person speaking a little bit more, not so marketing oriented like a person from the US, but the message at the end was the same. And I think this is a big achievement because it's giving us a foundation really to work together on it. And that's all from my side. Many thanks.
Okay, thank you, and I really thank you and Ernst for giving me the opportunity to be here today moderating, and also I really thank the audience for being with us. Big applause for all the panelists, please. Perfect. And now, I mean, we have a mini break, but it's only a couple of minutes because we will start in a couple of minutes the ceremony of the AI spaces, so don't go out. And the drinks are not there yet, so. And I would like to ask the colleagues in the control room, where we put a bit of music to create the atmosphere for the upcoming slot that will come with a keynote and then with nice celebration with the AI spaces. Thank you very much, and thank you to the panelists.
Stefan mentioned a good point. They have to make a...
Okay. Can we take a group picture? Do we have still the photographer in the room? So come. Can we have the visuals of the previous session, the Manufacturing X, for the people in the control?
Hello. So stay here. I mean, drinks are not served yet. You have to stay, you have to wait a little. We have now the iSpace ceremony. So for those of you who were here last year, you know it's traditional here. We talk about iSpaces. And we really want to award and to celebrate those people. And we have newcomers as well. And there are some improvements. But for more details, I invite Daniel Saez from ITI, so also our organizer, a co-organizer, and to introduce this before we explain you this iSpaces. For those of you, if there is anyone who don't know it, you will still, and then we will celebrate, I mean, we will give the awards.
Okay, thank you, Laura. And welcome everybody to this last session before the cocktail and the ceremony of the iSpaces. I would like to introduce and say you more about what an iSpace is. I don't know if I have the slides there. Yes. I will start saying that the experimentation is key for creating a culture of innovation in Europe. And if you are playing a role in the data economy, and you all are, you need an iSpace around you. Why? Because iSpaces are ecosystems with powerful infrastructures, powerful a lot of data, knowledge, tools ready to provide services for the experimentation and innovation with data and AI. And also we have close contact with the local ecosystem, with our local ecosystem that trust us. But we are also very well connected globally, creating what we can call an impressive constellation of data, constellation around data and AI. And that gives the iSpaces the capacity of making things happen, making the data strategy happen, creating kind of supercore, we can say supercore, and we are very proud of this, supercore for Europe. Getting a bit more on details about the context, we are now in a very complex environment in Europe because AI innovators need data, computing power at hand now and not tomorrow. SMEs need the support to become data-driven and join the data ecosystems. Companies get more and more interested in AI and data ethics. Fair data value chains still need to be invented. Data owners need incentives to share. We all know that it is difficult to share data. New AI and data regulations bring challenges for innovators. We have a lot of new regulations and we need to understand them. And skills development, access to secure experimentation and open innovation seem to be more important now than ever. So in this context, a group of organizations led by BDBA and the concept that Laura explained that was defined in 2014, we developed a strong business and human ecosystems around secure data sharing experimentation, and we joined forces time back, creating this quality label for innovation data spaces that we call iSpace label. And today you will see the name behind all the iSpaces. I will not say any name behind them. As a way to benchmark, promote, and evolve our ambitions and community, and this is the iSpace community. And this is a very good and very powerful value that BDBA has, a very good asset, and also a very good asset for the data economy and for Europe. And I think we can and we should put in value. I'm here. Why am I here? I'm here because from the beginning, 10 years ago, ITI and BDBA developed a very good relationship, a very win-win relationship. We were from the beginning, or almost from the beginning, working hard to establish this iSpace label as a brand, as a recognized element, providing a lot of value to Europe. And because sometime later, from the creation of the iSpaces, we coordinated, and we are now coordinating the EU Has4Data project, which is a special partner for this event, and which is federating the iSpaces, a group of 30 iSpaces. So this is a good win-win relationship, and I have the pleasure to be here representing EU Has4Data and also the group of iSpaces. But we can make a bit of history, because this has been a very stable community, we can say. All the BDBA is a very stable community. We can see faces here that we saw in 2014 in the creation of BDBA. Most of them are already working here. So if we go to the beginning, we can see the starters. This is just one representation, but some interesting or important people in the creation of this label. And this was in Valencia, paradoxically, in 2016, when we had the first 5 iSpaces, the first awards for the iSpaces, and then we were increasing and evolving the number and the volume of iSpaces, 8 in 2017, 10, 15, 18 in 2020, and we give the definitive boost in 2021 when EU Has4Data started into action, and we went to 35 in 2021, 37 in 2022, and today we will know the name of the 29 iSpaces. It can be seen as a reduction, but when we started working on EU Has4Data, we were learning a lot about how the technologies have been evolving and how the iSpaces should also evolve with those technologies, the regulations, new elements that, for example, the ethical issues. So in this year, criteria for evaluation, we have included and we have redefined some of the criteria, and it is not so easy to get the label. So we have now 29, which is a very good number, and which is representing the good quality that the iSpaces label is giving to those iSpaces, because again, it is not so easy to get the label. EU Has4Data has, very briefly, 4 main pillars. The first is the quality. The quality is given by the label. So all the iSpaces are very well evaluated, as I said before. We also have a federated catalog. This is the aggregation of services that all the iSpaces are providing, services, training courses, and also data sets. And I can say at the end some kind of announcements. The third pillar is the SME ecosystems. We are very close to companies, to our local ecosystem. We know the needs of our companies, and we have the trust of them. And we defined in the project an horizontal pillar, which is the ethics framework. We discovered in the project, well, we had the ambition, the objective to work on ethics, but we have created an ethics framework which is providing guidelines to work with data on the experiments and with companies. So it is a very good pillar, also a very good value that iSpaces and the EU Has4Data project is providing. But why are so important the iSpaces and the federation? We have defined a kind of decalogue of value propositions from the iSpaces to the digital decade or to the European digital to the European data strategy. The first one is we are a tool to achieve the objectives of the European digital decade. We are providing infrastructure, services, we are doing real experiments to achieve those objectives that the digital decade has defined, and we can make this a reality. We are a European data and AI sandbox. We have a trusted environment with safe infrastructures, services that we can configure and we can give to companies in an isolated way in order to test and test technologies, business models, and standards, and so on. We are accelerators of data-driven innovation because we are learning and we are the best practices we have learned in the past, we put in practice in the following experiments, so we don't need to start from the beginning in each of the experiments, and we have mature technologies that companies can use in order to be faster in the inclusion in the data economy. We are also the access point. We are the point of trust for SMEs. SMEs need a lot of coaching, a lot of help to go to the data economy. We are talking here about data sharing, data spaces, sovereignty, and so on, but most of the SMEs are not in that level of maturity. They need a lot of help to become a data-driven company, and iSpaces can cover this gap. We are also the forum for discussing about AI and data ethics. Ethics is the key word here, because we want to make companies innovative, to make Europe innovative, but without forgetting the European principles. So ethics is a very good value, very important value from iSpaces. We are also focused on education and skills. We are providing experimentation facilities, as I said, but also very good content shared among all the iSpaces, 30 iSpaces, and we are now in a position to teach a lot to the European companies. And this is the seventh, I think. We are a network of collaboration. The word here is collaboration. We was born as an ecosystem inside BDBA, and we are creating these links between us. We are strengthening those links now with the Federation, and this is our nature, the collaboration. We are also connectors between digital ecosystems. We are, as iSpace, we are present in a lot of initiatives, European DIHs. We will see some figures at the end. European DIHs, testing and experimentation facilities, data spaces, AI networks, HPC. If one of the iSpaces of the Federation is present in one of those initiatives, it can bring all the Federation behind. So we all can be present on those initiatives. So we are connecting those ecosystems. We are also a guide to navigate among all these regulatory and standards complex landscape. We know that it is very complex and very new. Data Governance Act is the first one to get into force, into place, but there will be a lot of additional ones, and we can help companies to understand which is the impact. In fact, we have done a good exercise to analyze the impact of Data Governance Act in the iSpaces and also in other initiatives. And finally, we are a sustainable point of destination for many data innovation initiatives. iSpaces are very mature organizations. We're not born for a topic or for a program We have more than 20 years, most of us. And we will be also working after some years. We can provide a sustainable business model. We will not disappear in some years, and we will still working with companies in the following days. And in the project, we have done this interesting exercise with the Data Governance Act, and maybe we can become in the future, in the near future, as a first data intermediary in Europe, or one of the first data intermediaries in Europe, and this can provide also sustainability to most of the outcomes of the projects, research projects that are generating data and want to share data and don't know how to deal with this data sharing, data intermediaries, or data governance act, data regulation. So this can be a good point for coming and put the data. Just to close, some figures about our presence in different initiatives, which are very relevant for Europe, you know. 93% of the iSpaces are part of a European DIH. We are in 3 out of 4 of the testing and experimentation facilities. We have presence, 59% of the iSpaces are part of a data space, and 45% of the iSpaces are part of an HPC competence center. So these are very, very good figures that represent that iSpaces can provide value to all these initiatives, and that we are providing, in fact, this value. So to close, as I said in the beginning, it should not be any data and AI strategy without an iSpace in the core, because we can provide a very good value. So thank you, and then.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Big applause for Daniel. And for me, the way I call the iSpaces is the super hubs. So you, for me, are the super hubs. I'm so proud that I can work with you all. So now I would like to ask the colleagues in the control room to put a bit of music. I'm just going to explain something very quick. First, this is the map of the 29 labeled iSpaces 2029, 20 different countries, and I think 28 different regions. And now we are going to give the awards. And as Daniel said, I mean, it's not easy to get a label. It's almost over 60 KPIs, and some of them have sub-KPIs, in 6 different pillars: infrastructure and technology, services, project sectors, ecosystem, I mean, impact, sustainability, and federation. And also, as Daniel said, we introduced the ethics. So now we start with awards. Another novelty this year is we have the diamond, no, the platinum, iSpace diamond, no, we don't have. So up to now it has been bronze, silver, and gold. So I'm going to call Lohan and Thomas as President, Vice President to come here. We are going to call the iSpaces one by one. I have to say something. There are 6 colleagues that are online, but I need to ask those colleagues for patience. We will take you to the end, because if we switch, it's going to be really hard for the people locally here, because it's late and we have noticed that it's not easy. So also, so we will go through your label, we will mention that, but we will go quickly, and once we finish with the people that are physically in the room, then we will go through the 6 iSpaces that are connected online, and that will make our life easier. And saying this, let's start. I think we have ready. I will go away from here. Yeah, you can start.
Can you put my mic on? Number 9? Oh, okay, of course. There's somebody doing it. That's a technical. So, in alphabetic order, we start with 4PDIH. I don't know if there is another way to pronounce it, from Slovenia. So please come and say, yeah, I have seen you somewhere, with a silver award. So congratulations.
Here. It's not working.
Congratulations.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank BDVA in the name of full PDIH for this recognition. We feel very honored to be in such a great company of all the other iSpaces that you are yet to see on this stage. For us, this label means that the work we do, connecting private and public initiatives, supporting innovation and digitalization, is the way to go, and we are looking forward to keep working in and with the community that we helped create. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, so I invite, and now I have difficulties to pronounce, AHEDD. Don't ask me how to pronounce, from Greece. Warm welcome, but you explain me how to pronounce it. So big applause.
It is a great honor to receive this distinction and become a platinum iSpace. This label enables trust between our partners and beneficiaries. It increases our visibility in the Greek and European landscape, and it places us among the pioneers in data-driven innovation. Furthermore, belonging to the iSpaces community gives us the opportunity to develop synergies that are value-generating and also to exchange best practices. So for all these reasons, thank you, BDVA.
Many thanks. And how's it pronounced? Okay, I got it.
Great. So our next lab is actually, or hub is online, our colleague is online, is the Algebra Lab from Croatia, who got a silver label, so big applause. And at the end, we will give the opportunity to the colleagues to speak.
Okay, so we continue with someone in the room, so closer to here, Aragon, EDIH, from Spain, with platinum. So. Yeah, take it to the code side.
Thank you to the BBA for this award, for being Platinum iSpace, and a big thanks as well for the Aragon EDIH iSpace team, which has been working so hard for so many years that this is a recognition, and this is just harvesting our good work. And why it's important for us to have this award, this Platinum iSpace recognition? I'm not going to be original. I'm going to repeat the second most repeated word this event, which is trust. One is data or data space or whatever related with data. And the second one is trust. And this is a recognition that we are a trustable partner for our ecosystem, a trustable provider for our SMEs, for our public admins, for our NGOs and organizations. And they recognize us a trustable partner. So thank you for the award. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, next. Silver is from Belgrade, Digital Innovation Hub, Serbia. Somewhere in the room? Ah, here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
This award is very important for Belgrade Innovation Hub and University of Belgrade. Thank you, Big Data Value Association, for recognizing our effort and projects, for organizing European Data Week in Belgrade and many other events like Data Conference in Belgrade. Thank you again. I think that we believe that we can do more. Thank you.
So the next one, it's not the first time, Cheddar Island, of course, with platinum. So you have to share it. You want to say a few words or no?
Get advice across the speech.
Thank you very much. On behalf of all the colleagues considered, especially Ricardo and Edward, we would like to thank the BDVA for this label and recognize how important it has been from the first label that we got for increasing the visibility and the recognition across Europe of the services and the offering that we are doing in Ireland, from Ireland to the whole Europe, and how happy we are in being part of this big data family. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Next one will be from Spain, CDI Gold label. And, here. They're coming always from the other direction. Very good.
Thank you. It's a true honor to receive this gold eye level on behalf of CDI, which is the Center for Innovation and Data Technology and Artificial Intelligence of Catalonia. We are very motivated for striving to excellence and contribute to high impact in our society. So once again, thank you for this award.
Next one, Cineca from Italy. Platinum as well. So it's good that we introduced this new level, and we have a few of those platinum. So congratulations, you have to share it as well. Be careful. Do you want? You can say something or not? Or we can do only the picture.
I'm so excited of this platinum label. Thank you so much. And the iSpace label enabled the Cineca to participate to the Hubs for Data project to increase the number of companies we are in contact with and to improve our services. Thanks also to the exchange of best practices with the other iSpaces. So it's a very nice experience being part of this network. Thank you.
So the next one, gold label, is from DIH Gigal, Spain. Oh. Applaus geil.
Digigal is the digital innovation hub of the industry of Galicia. And its main purpose is to help to connect the industry with the technological capacity of our region. This award is very important for us, make us to keep helping all the industry of our region, and so let's work together with the iSpace community, and also, anything else to say, I think. Thank you very much to all of you, to iSpace community for this World Award. Thank you very much.
So the next label iSpace is with us, but online, is the Edinburgh International Data Facility from the UK, who gets the silver label. So big applause for them. And we will have them later in the screen.
And next one in the room, EGI from Netherlands, with a gold award.
Thank you very much. We are glad to receive this gold label and to become part of this community. Well, this recognition solidifies 20 years of experience delivering open solutions for advanced computing and data analytics in research and innovation. And we started working with BDVA already in 2016 and receiving the first bronze level in 2017. And since then, this level has been the opportunity to improve, to provide better services with the main goal of contributing to the growth of Europe. So, well, I just want to thank all the contributors, colleagues, and the members of the EEI Federation that made this possible. And also thanks to BDVA for the award. Thank you.
The next label, HPC for Poland. It's a gold label. Oh, it's coming here.
So it's a really great honor to be among the leading institutions that play central role in the European AI and data ecosystem. At PSNC, currently we are growing very rapidly the infrastructure, so HPC, data, networking, also coordinating two EDIHs participating in AgriFoodTech, EOS-DIH, help us growing the innovation ecosystem. And so having this award and having being recognized, trusted iSpace will help us in this process. So we are very open for the new opportunities that the Federation, that will give the Federation of the iSpaces. So if you are interested in collaborations, just email me, okay?
So now...
Yeah, so next label iSpace is from the Netherlands, ICD, and they get a bronze label, and unfortunately they cannot be with us today, but big applause for them.
Another newcomer in Cliva Space from Spain with a bronze level. Do you want to say a few words? Okay.
Hello, thank you. Well, the benefits of data-driven healthcare are well known nowadays. At Incliva, we are a health institution, and we're grateful for being part of this. Thank you. And as an iSpace, we want to keep on enlarging our portfolio of services and also promoting networking and also enlarging our network and to finish to promote the use of data for healthcare. Well, thank you.
So, and the next one, Platinum, is from ITI and from which country? Good. This was a test for the
Thank you very much. Very proud on behalf of ITI. This recognizes the hard work we have been doing for creating real value in the real economy, accelerating the adoption of data and AI. I have repeated this a lot in this event. We started this journey 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, together with BDBA. We have been investing a lot, creating technology, and also being present in the most relevant, I think, initiatives in Europe. And even we are Platinum, this is not the end of our journey. We still have a lot to do. This is just an incentive to keep working. So see you in the next station. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all my colleagues for this award.
I've tried. This is a fair process. Huh? It goes through an evaluation, and I mean, he was not the one choosing himself. So, next one, they know already, so standing up. No center from Austria, with a platinum as well.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for the recognition. This recognition is so important to us that our CEO took a last-minute flight to receive the award together with me. I wanted to say that I am also very happy that I see so many faces in here reapplying for the label that I contacted at No Center contacted 3 years ago, which again shows how important this European iSpace label community is to create value together. We have all been working together intensively the last 3 years, and I can't wait to work again with most of you in the next years. Thank you so much.
So the next labeled iSpace is also online, but just to recognize them, L3S from Germany, and they got the silver label, so congratulations to the colleagues.
So the next one, silver, is for ITI Cluster Digital Innovation Hub, Latvia. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Dear colleagues,
we, Latvian IT Cluster and Digital Innovation Hub, are super honored to be awarded a Silver iSpace label. As a digital innovation hub, our #1 and top priority is to support companies and to boost their competitiveness and also to bridge a digital gap. And if you would ask why iSpace is meaningful, then there is a very simple answer, I think. This is a possibility to speak louder and to encourage companies to use data for innovation creation and to make a digital transformation national and international. So we are and we will be a guide for future digitalization for all the companies that are interested. So thank you very much.
Our next labeled iSpace comes also from Austria. Is the Linz Center of Mechatronics. Unfortunately, they cannot be with us today, and they got the bronze label. So congratulations to the colleagues. Big applause.
And the next one closer to this side of Europe, Madrid's iSpace for Sustainability. The acronym is easier, MISS, with a gold.
Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, BDBA, for this label. This label is very important for us because this recognizes the effort and the commitment we have been made over the last few years. Also, this is also a motivation for us to continue the pending work in the development of the Madrid Sustainability, iSpace for Sustainability, and maybe, who knows, to get the platinum label the next time. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward to collaborating with all of you. Thanks.
So our next labeled iSpace comes from Italy, from Naples, and is the MediHub, and they got the silver label, and they are online, and we will see them in a moment. So congratulations and big applause to MediHub. And also now from Greece, so Mediterranean, also colleagues that we have online. So Densep Smart Home DIH, and I will stop here, from Greece, they get the silver label. Congratulations to them.
So the next one is, you know we have a strict order. Plan for all from Czech Republic. So many, many thanks, greetings, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for surprising you from the wrong side. But anyway, in our vision, this recognition is about confirming our way in transferring data, knowledge, and even technology from research projects into real use, into real world. So we will keep going in this path. Thank you.
So next label iSpace from Portugal now, Produtec DIH, and we have them online, and big applause, they got the gold label. Congratulations.
So we have been in Sweden. I mean, this community has been in Sweden not far ago. Now RISE with a Platinum Award. Jeanette. Congratulations.
super happy to have this prize as Platinum, but we are even more happy to be part of BDVA, because this is, since we've been partnered with BDVA, we have had the access to the ecosystem, to all the competences, to all the networks that you all have. We can influence in policies and also do great projects together. So this label, iSpace, is super important, and the work that we can do together. And we have a lot of fun as well.
So the next one, gold label von Sintef, Norway. Oh, from the back. Okay. No, we make the picture later. So.
Thank you very much. We're very happy to continue as a gold label. As a BDVA founding member, we have had the opportunity to get to know about digital innovation hubs through iSpaces and also the EU hubs for data. As you see, we have grown since last year, become the Norwegian AI European Digital Innovation Hub, very much thanks to the experiences of the EU hubs for data and the setup of a digital innovation hub. We have brought with us all the other AI and big data communities in Norway, and also those with particular focus in areas such as energy, smart cities and communities, manufacturing and health, besides others. And we're looking forward to continuing the work with iSpace community and BDVA in those areas, and particularly on the AI big data, of course. So thank you very much.
And the next one, so especially good for me because I confronted it years ago before even BDVA was not even as a fetus status. Smart Data Innovation Lab, SDIL in Germany. So with gold.
So it's a real pleasure also getting this from Laura, because yeah, she was our vice chair for a long time, and basically it's not only me, but we are really a consortium of many members, also of BDVA. So there is besides KIT, where we are hosting infrastructure. We have Fraunhofer, DFKI, Jülich, and so. But also companies that are really strong in Germany, like SAP, Software AG, and IBM. And together we actually have been an iSpace, or we believe that we have been iSpace since 2014. There wasn't a label yet, but I think we are always counted as a little bit as a blueprint, or one of the blueprints to this. So I'm really happy to be still in this community, and that this community has actually progressed so much and it still believes in this combination of having not only technology but also services together and data together, and that everything comes together to the benefit of the companies, to the SMEs. And I think that's somehow cool, and to have that actually inside of BDVA makes it really special. Thank you.
Thank you. And more than a blueprint, this was actually a model, but we expanded the concept. Next one was the second model.
Yeah. So next one, unfortunately, they are not here with us. They had to leave, but now we jump to France. And then we have TerraLab, who gets the gold iSpace label. So congratulations to them. Please, big applause.
So, and then we have for today the final one, the European Digital Innovation Hub in Transylvania, Romania.
So on behalf of the European DIH in Transylvania, I would like to express our gratitude for this award, for this label. We are very happy to receive it. This is the second time we apply for this label. And it validates our capacity to deliver data-driven services to our SMEs, to public entities here in the region, in our region. And it is also very important for us to connect with the data-driven ecosystem of Europe. Thank you very much.
Very good. So now I would like to ask the colleagues in the control room, maybe we can put in the screen the colleagues who are online. I don't know how many resisted online, but if you can, it's hard. Here we feel the energy. So if we can project, and the colleagues online, if you can maybe put all together your cameras on. I hope it works. Still, we need to wait a bit. Good. So now while the colleagues join, you have been listening to all the colleagues. Imagine all these people working together. For those of you who are not part of the Federation, imagine the amount of good things that are now out of the Federation, having all these hubs working together. Wow, great. Listen, I'm going to go one by one. I'm not going to project the slides any longer. We'll give you a few seconds. I will start with the colleagues from the Algebra Lab, if you are with us. No? I started with the wrong one. Okay, probably they left already. So we jump into, from Croatia to UK, so Edinburgh International Data Facility. We don't hear you yet. Maybe the people from the room, they can activate the sound. Can you try to say something, Julia? No, the sound doesn't work. Please, we have the drinks waiting for us. Just a few seconds that we give the opportunity to our colleagues to say a few words. Not working yet, just wait for us. We are just configuring the audio here. It's a big auditorium. Now, try.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, fantastic. Thank you to the people in the control room. Julian, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much to the people in the control room and to yourselves for being so accommodating. I wanted to say on behalf of the Edinburgh International Data Facility team that I'd like to thank the DVA for this award. We're really honored to be recognized alongside so many esteemed colleagues, and this is an excellent acknowledgement of all of the hard work and dedication of the members of the EIDF team to deliver a world-class service. And one of the things that we find most exciting about this opportunity is really the opportunity to continue to collaborate with iSpaces all across Europe. So thank you again.
Okay, big applause. Thank you so much. So now we go to Gianluigi with Meditech. If you can, I look for your slide, and please, the floor is yours. We all see you here.
Hello, Anna, and good evening, everybody. These days, we are working hard within our ecosystem to address following 5 directions: data-driven digital transformation, new generation ESG reporting, net zero decarb, digital sustainability, supply chain and circular economy. And I really do believe that thanks to our iSpace Hub, we will be able to do more and better for our ecosystem. So thank you very much to BDVA for this opportunity. Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome. We are missing you all here, so... Okay, so great. We have the awards for you all. You will receive them. Do we have the colleagues from Greece, from the NSEP Smart Home DIH? It's too late for Greece, right? We lost them. Okay, so now we go to Produtec DIH from Portugal. Luis.
Hello, good evening. Luis Almeida from CCG Institute in Portugal, representing Produtec. I would be very much happy to be there with you on stage and enjoying the drinks afterwards, but unfortunately it was not possible. I would like just to say that the BDVA iSpace level potentiates the Produtec DIH with valuable resources, recognition, and opportunities to expand our influence and impact in the domains of data-driven innovation, digital innovation, I mean. And therefore, we expect to benefit, to have this beneficial gold level, benefiting from the gold level granting in order to potentiate our impact and our action towards the manufacturing industry sector in Portugal. Thank you very much, PDBA, for granting the gold.
Thank you very much, Luis. And now we go from Portugal back to Germany. And and we have our colleague Daniel from L3S. Please, the floor is yours.
Hello from Hanover, and very sorry that I couldn't join you. And when I look at the weather outside, I'm doubly sorry. So thank you very much for the Silver iSpace label. And for us, it's an important recognition of our work and will help us certainly to engage with more companies in the future. We are certainly also looking forward to continued collaboration within the iSpace community, and looking forward to see you hopefully at one of the upcoming meetings. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that's all, but now we have a picture photo, so please, or picture all together. So please, all the iSpaces come on a stage. In the meantime, please don't leave the room for the people still here. Just a few messages for tomorrow, for today. So with this, we close the day, but we have a nice reception now here. First in the 3rd floor, you take a drink, and then in the 4th floor there are drinks and food, and it's a nice venue, and we hope really you enjoy. It has been a long day, and we really, we thank you for being with us today. So big applause to the whole community. Thomas Law, thank you. It has been hard work, but really appreciate your presence on the stage. We see everyone outside for the iSpaces, please, the group picture all together. With their award, yes, and everyone from the organization.